Today we are going
Yes.
to discuss how to subtract the vectors, how to do the product of the vectors. Means there is a two kind of product we can perform. There is a one is called scalar product, another is a vector product. So today we will discuss these things. So vector subtraction, vector subtraction, vector subtraction. See, this is a very important when we discuss relative motion. When we discuss relative motion, then it will be work. Okay, so suppose you have a two vectors. Okay, so we have two. Yes, we have two vectors. Let's suppose this is a vector A and there is a vector, another vector B. Okay, and today we want to find subtraction of these two vectors. Means we want to find A vector minus B vector. See, when we add two vectors, we hello 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 yes. So when
Sir,
we
your voice is cutting too much.
uh, okay, right now it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there is what we have to do when we add two vectors, vector A and vector B, we get a vector. Okay, in the same manner, when we subtract, when we subtract two vectors, we get a vectors. Okay, so now my question is the is what, how to subtract these two vectors. So simply you can see, you can write this in another way: A vector plus of minus B vector. So what does it mean
Yes, sir.
of, yes, what is the minus B? Suppose you have any vector. Let's suppose you have a vector B in this direction. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but if you multiply this vector B with a sign of minus, then what happen? The magnitude will not change, means the length of this vector will not change, only the direction become opposite to the previous one. Okay, so
Yes,
this
sir.
this is the minus B vector. Okay, so simply we can do this thing. Okay, so suppose we have two vectors, B vector and A vector. So I can write A vector minus B vector in this manner: A vector plus of minus B vector. So if I write like this way, where theta is the angle between, theta is the angle between
Between
A vector and B vector.
and B.
So when we multiply this vector B with the sign of minus, then it become opposite to the previous one. So it will be in this direction.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is what, minus B vector. Okay. So I have to add this vector A with the minus B vector. Suppose I want to add right now
Okay.
A vector with this vector. Okay. So we cannot add right now because the tail of these two vectors meet. I tell you in last class, when tail of two vectors are meet, we
Yes.
cannot add them. So what we have to do to add?
The tail of B vector meet to the head of A vector.
Yes, we have to shift any vector parallelly, such that I shifting this vector B, okay, minus B vector parallelly. Yeah, I'm just shifting. So when I shift this vector, B minus B vector, then what happen? The head of A vector meet with the tail of B vector. So the resultant of this two vector means the A vector plus of minus B vector give the in this direction. from tail of A to head of B. So this is your R vector, and that is equal to nothing but A vector plus minus of B vector, and that is nothing but A vector minus of B vector. So we can do subtraction in this manner. Okay, so remember, this is not simple like we don't subtract like a scalar quantity. We have to perform, we have to do this in this manner. Okay, to subtract any two vectors. Okay, now my job is, second job is to find the length of this vector. Find of length means magnitude of this vector. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to do like this: A square plus of B square plus of 2. Now I add this A vector with the minus B vector. So the angle between A vector and minus B vector become what? This angle is theta. So
5.
this, not phi, that is 180 degree minus theta. 180 degree minus
Okay.
theta. So I write A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 degree minus theta. Why I'm writing cos 180 degree minus theta? Because I add here A vector with the minus B vector. So we have to see the angle between A vector and minus B vector. Okay, because I want to add this minus B vector into A vector. So we have to see the angle between these two vectors. And these two angle between these two vectors is 180 degree minus theta. Now, so what is the cos 180 degree minus theta? You have to just remember, I will teach you in a trigonometry. So that is equal to minus of cos theta. Okay, so you can write R vector, it means the resultant of these two vectors, R vector, that is equal to root over A square plus B square minus of 2AB cos theta. But remember, the theta is the angle between A vector and B vector. Okay.
B vector.
Yes. So now suppose I want to find this direction also, this angle phi. You remember the angle phi? Phi represent what? Direction of R vector with respect to A vector. So I want to find this phi. Phi is the direction of R vector with respect to A vector. With respect to A vector. So that is equal to nothing but tan phi is equal to what? B sine, sorry, B sine theta, sorry, uh, B, what you can say? That is B, yes, B sine theta upon A minus B cos theta. Okay. See, when you have to add these two vector, A vector and B vector, then this tan phi is equal to B sine theta upon A plus B cos theta. But when you have to subtract these two vectors, then become B sine theta divided by A minus B cos theta. Okay, why it's happen? Because you have to change this angle theta with the 180 degree minus theta. Just remember this thing. Okay, I'm not interested to drive this relation. So tan phi is equal to, you can say, B sine theta minus A by minus B cos theta. So what is the phi? So phi is equal to tan inverse B sine theta upon A minus B cos theta. So this phi represent the direction of R vector with respect to A vector. This represent the length of this vector, which is called magnitude of this vector. So when you have to subtract these two vectors, you have to subtract A vector minus of B vector. You have to write like in this way. You have to write like in this way: a vector plus of minus b vector. Okay, so if you do this thing, what happen? The when you multiply any vector b with the sign of minus, then the direction of b vector become opposite to the previous one. So here I do here what? I multiply b vector with the minus sign, so it become in this direction. Now what we have to do? We have to add this a vector with the minus b vector. Right now we cannot add because the tail of these two vector are meet. So what we have to do? We have to shift one vector in a such a manner that head of a vector meet with the tail of b vector. So the resultant will be from the tail of a vector to head of b vector. So this is this thing I discussed in last class. Okay, so in this manner you can subtract these two vectors. You have to subtract because it is very important when you calculating average velocity or average acceleration or relative velocity. That time this concept is very useful. Okay, so you have to know how to subtract the vectors, how to add the vectors. So this two I cover these two things into two lectures. Okay, so if you don't see the how to add the vectors, see previous lecture. Okay, okay, please see this lecture how to add the vectors. Okay, then it is easy to understand this one. Shall I move on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Now my next job is to how to multiply two vector quantity. Let us try to understand. Suppose you have a vector, one is force, okay, and another is the displacement.
Yes, sir.
Both are the vector quantity, both are vector quantity. Okay, both are vectors. Now I want to multiply this vector with this vector. There's a two vectors. How we can multiply? We can multiply. Suppose that I just giving the one example to you. Okay, you know about the work. You know about the work. Anyone know? Work is what kind of quantity? It is a scalar quantity.
Yes,
A
sir.
scalar quantity. I will discuss in when I teach you work. Let us just I am giving the one example. Okay, so product, how to find the product? Suppose you have, this is the one wall, this is the another wall, this is a two wall. Okay, this is a two wall. Between these two wall there is a block. There is a block. Okay, there's a block. There's a block. What I do here, I apply a force on this block in this direction. Let's suppose this is equal to 100 Newton. So due to this force, what happened? This block will not goes in this direction, in upward direction, as well as this block does not come in downward direction. So what happened? This block will come move in this direction. Okay, so block will move from this position to this position, let's suppose. Okay, so this is your initial position, this is your final position. So I draw a vector in this direction. This vector represent the displacement. Displacement is what? It is the change in position. So this is the what? Displacement. So I write down displacement by delta S vector. I just this write, I'm writing this, or you simple say that S, not, you just say S. S is the displacement. S is the displacement. Displacement. It is a vector because it have magnitude, because this block will move certain distance in a particular direction. So it is a vector quantity because it have both magnitude as well as direction. Okay, so this is the vector. This is the vector. and force, you know that force is also vector. Okay, so you can see this block will not move in this direction. Okay, so if I say that the angle between these two is theta. Theta is the angle between f vector and s vector. Okay, so I resolve the component of this force into the two direction, one in this direction. Okay, so let us suppose I say that this is, what is the component of this force along this direction? Can anyone tell me? Yesterday I teach you how to resolve the component. What is the component of this force along this direction? See, this vector make an angle with this line. So what is this component of this vector along this direction? F cos theta. F cos theta.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And in perpendicular direction,
F sin theta.
F sin
F
theta.
sin theta.
Yes, this is the F sin theta. So you can see, due to this force, block will not move in the direction. So this F sin theta don't do any work. Okay, so F sin theta don't do any work because of this force there is a no motion in this direction. But you can see, due to this force F cos theta, this block will move from this position to this position.
So please speak loudly.
Yes, because you can see F cos theta do some work. Why I am saying this thing? Because due to this force, this block will move from this position to this position.
Yes, sir.
But because of this force, there is a no movement. So this force don't do any work. Okay. So if I want to calculate the work, how you can calculate the work? You can say F cos theta, it is a force, or in this direction what is the displacement? That is S. S is the displacement along this force. So force into displacement, that is what? Work. Work is what kind of quantity? It is a scalar quantity.
Scalar quantity.
But force is a what kind of quantity? It is a vector quantity.
Vector.
Yes, vector quantity. In the same manner, S is what kind of quantity? It is a vector quantity.
Vector quantity.
So I multiply these two vectors, force and displacement, and I got what? A scalar quantity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so such kind of product is called a scalar product. Such kind of product is called scalar product
Scalar.
or dot product. Yes, you can write this for this thing in in this manner also. F dot S. F dot S, which is equal to work. Which is equal to work. So if you have two vectors, force and displacement, and you multiply these two vectors and you get a scalar quantity like a work. So this kind of product is known as scalar product. Okay, this kind of product of vectors is called a scalar product. A scalar product. Okay, any problem? Hello?
Product.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Or you can say dot product. So you can see which force is responsible to produce the work. That is F cos theta. Okay, if this force will not, then what? There is a no work. Okay, so F dot, if you have two vectors, you multiply these two vectors, you get a scalar quantity, then it's called scalar product or vector dot product. You can also see that work equal to, you can say F cos Fs into cos theta, where theta is the angle between F and S. F and S. F and S. Correct? Okay. Any problem? Is there any problem?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I will come on this topic again. Okay. Before that, okay, I want to say you have to locate a point into a plane. Okay, listen my question carefully. I want to locate. I want to locate. I want to locate a point. I want to locate a point into a plane. Suppose I want to say a point is here. Is there any meaning? Is there any meaning? If you close your eyes and I tell
No, sir.
you, no, there is a no meaning. There is a no meaning. If I say that a bird is flying into the sky, but it is if I don't tell you at which height the birds are flying, so it doesn't mean you are not able to locate at which place bird is flying. Okay, so you have to locate. So you want to, if you want to locate, you want to observe anything. See, in physics there is a one thing is very important. One thing is very important. You have to be think about which you have to study. Suppose you want to study about the bird, you want to study about the birds. Okay, so this is your system, this is your system. So you have to first locate, you have to first locate the bird's position. If you locate the bird position, then you can know about the birds. Okay, suppose you want to study about the birds, you have to study about the moon, you have to study about the aeroplane. Anything that is happening around us, you want to study about them. So what you have to do, you have to just fix the location of that particular thing. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So my first job in physics to locate the position of object. Okay, to locate the position of object. My first job is to locate the position of the object. Okay, so how you can locate the position of the object or a system? By some place, from some place, from some place. Okay, suppose a bird are flying, you see that bird are flying when you are standing on the earth, means on the ground. Or suppose that a bird are flying, you are sitting into the tree, you are sitting into the train and see the birds. There's another place, there's a number of place from which you can observe the things. Is it fine? So a place,
Yes, sir.
yes, a place from which you observe the system, you observe the system, that is called frame of reference. So we are going to discuss very important concept, frame of reference. Frame of reference. So frame of reference, so it is a location, it is a location, location from which, from which, from which observer, observer observe, observe the, observe the system. Okay, because we want to know about the system. Suppose I want to know about the bird, how bird are flying, what is the speed of bird when it's flying into the sky. So we have to first see the birds. So birds become system and you become observer. You see the bird from some location, you see the bird from the some location, and that location is what? Frame of reference. That location is frame of reference. Is it fine? Hmm? Okay, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
so I'm saying that this thing, suppose you are on the earth, you are right now here on the earth. So I'm just, you are on the earth, mean on the surface of earth, the ground.
Yes, sir.
So this ground is your frame of reference. This is the observer, observer. So this is the frame of reference, frame of reference.
Yes, sir.
And there is a bird. Okay, It's a bird who's flying into the sky. So this is your, you want to study about this bird. So this is your system. This is your system.
System.
Yeah. So you have to locate the position of bird. So to locate the position of bird, you required coordinate system. Okay. You required coordinate system. Coordinate system. Coordinate system. What is the coordinate
Sir,
system? Yes. Hello.
your voice is cutting.
Okay. Is there a, I think there is a, some internet issues. Now it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So coordinate system is what? It is, it is used to, it is used to locate, locate, locate the position, position of system. Means I want to locate the position of system. So I required coordinate system. So you can see what is the coordinate system here. I defined one coordinate system. This is called x-axis. This is called y-axis. This is called z-axis. Mean three lines are mutually perpendicular to each other. Means the angle between these line is 90 degree. Okay. So this is a one type of frame, one type of frame, or one type of coordinate system, and that is called Cartesian coordinate system. This is called Cartesian coordinate system. Cartesian. Oh, class ID again and again. Why? Why? I think you have a network issue. Yeah, it's fine. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's fine. Tanu? Hello? Hello, Tanu? Tanu?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I say that to locate the position of anything or system, you use some coordinate system. I giving the one example. This is called Cartesian coordinate system. So what is the Cartesian coordinate system? In the Cartesian coordinate system, there is a three lines, which is called reference line. It's called reference line, which is mutually perpendicular to each other. Mutually perpendicular to each other means the angle between these lines are 90 degree. And where this line are meet, it's called reference point. It's called reference point. Okay. So there's a one type of coordinate system. There's another kind of coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system. Cylindrical coordinate system, but it does not require. Okay, if there is some need, I will teach you, but it is, I think it does not require in your course. There's another one, spherical coordinate system. Spherical coordinate system. So we don't require these two. We required these things. This coordinate system, Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, this system used to locate the position of object into the space or in a plane. Okay, if I define three lines, if I give three lines x, y, and z. So x, y, z, if we have three lines, so that three lines locate the position into the space. Okay, that is called 3D. That is called 3D. Okay, Cartesian coordinate, in this there is a two things, 3D and 2D. 3D means what? It is used to, if we want to locate this system into the space, into the space, into the space. Like I want to locate the position of a bird. So we use 3 axis. We use 3 axis. And suppose suppose a motion happening into a plane, a motion happening into the plane. Suppose if I say that a what happened, a particular person who are riding the cycle into the circle. Okay, so someone ride the cycle into the circle, into the circle. So this is the one plane, the motion happening into the plane, motion happening into the plane in a circle. If I will suppose I project, I project, I project means I throw a stone at a particular angle with some horizontal. So it follow this path. It follow this path. So this motion happening into a plane. So we required only two lines, x and y, x and y. We required here only two lines. So when the motion happening into plane, we required only two lines,
Yes.
x and y. Is it fine? So that is called two dimensions. Means locate the system into,
Yes, sir.
yes, into plane, plane. I just giving the example to you, that is projectile motion,
Motion.
circular motion, that is happening into a plane. If a birds fly into the space, aeroplane into the plane. So this thing happening into a space. So when something is happening into the space, then we required three lines. When something happening into the plane, we require two lines. Okay, so this is called Cartesian coordinate system. Cartesian coordinate system. Is it fine? What is the frame of reference? Frame of reference is a location. It is a location from which observer observe the system. Is it fine? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I just, yes. See, first I discussed 2D. Okay, then I will come into the 3D part. So suppose you have,
Yes, sir.
yes, you have two axes. One is x-axis, another is a y-axis. And suppose there is a something at this position. So you say that this point is from this line from y-axis at a distance x. At a distance x. In the same manner, this point is at a distance y. Suppose I giving x1 and y1 from the x-axis. Okay, so to locate the position into the plane, we required two things, x1 and y1. X1 and y1. But suppose if I want to locate the position into the space, suppose this is the, suppose some point is here. So suppose this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, this is the z-axis. Suppose some point are here. I want to locate the position. I want to locate this position. Okay, मैं इस position को locate करना चाहता हूँ. So I required three things: x1, y1 and
Y1.
z1. Correct? सही है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे कहूँ, now let us try to understand. Suppose I draw a vector. If I want to connect, I want to connect the origin. This is the origin to this point. So if I connect this point, let's suppose this point name is B. I want to connect this point B with O. So we have to draw a vector. ठीक है, जो इसके पोजीशन को, इस वाले पॉइंट को इससे ओरिजिन से कनेक्ट कर रहा है. तो एक ऐसा वेक्टर जो इस किसी भी पॉइंट को उसके ओरिजिन से कनेक्ट करता हो, उसे हम लोग पोजीशन वेक्टर कहते हैं. क्या कहते हैं? पोजीशन वेक्टर कहते हैं. क्या कहते हैं? पोजीशन वेक्टर. ओके,
Position.
यस, OB.
Position vector.
So there is a name position vector. Position vector क्या होता है ये? It is used to locate the position of vector or position of point with respect to origin. सपोज ये ओरिजिन है और ये पॉइंट है, तो इस पॉइंट का लोकेशन जो बताएगा उसको हम लोग पोजीशन वेक्टर कहते हैं. इसको हम लोग R से रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे, R वेक्टर से. ओके, कोई प्रॉब्लम? हेलो, ठीक है. उसी तरह से अगर मुझे ये पॉइंट था सपोज B यहां पर, और इसके पोजीशन को लोकेट करना है 3D में, तो ये जो वेक्टर हो जाएगा आपका क्या हो जाएगा? OB वेक्टर हो जाएगा. करेक्ट? एनी प्रॉब्लम? हेलो, is there any problem?
Yes, sir.
So
No.
what we have to do? We have to join this point with origin. So when we join a point with the origin, we get a vector, and that is called position vector. You can see one thing very important. You can see this is, we get also a vector in this direction. This is a vector, and this is also a vector.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this vector, if I say this is the point A, so this is, we have a vector OA.
Yes, sir.
OA. The length of this vector is x, 1. So this is the magnitude of this vector. Magnitude of this vector is, means the length of this vector is x1. It is,
X1.
yes, it is in which direction? Along x-axis.
And
X-axis. So to represent the direction of this axis, we use I cap. I cap represent what? Direction of x-axis. So this is the vector OA, which magnitude is x1 and the direction is along x-axis. Okay, any problem? I cap the direction of x-axis. And you can say also that component, if you break the component of this vector, so one component will come along x-axis, one component goes along y-axis. So you can say,
Y-axis.
yes, so x1 is the component of R vector. Okay, now you can also see there's a one vector from A to B, so you can say A B vector, which is equal to,
Y1.
that is
Y1.
y1 along which direction? Y-axis.
Y-axis.
So to represent the direction, you use J cap. Okay, you use J
Yes.
cap. So yes, so you can see one thing more. The head of this vector meet with the tail of this vector. Yeah, na? Head of this vector meet with the tail of this vector. So this vector plus this vector equal to this vector. Okay. because head of this vector meet with the tail of this vector. So this vector plus this vector equal to this vector. So I
Yes,
can
sir.
write that is OB vector is equal to OA vector plus AB vector. Yes. And which is, what is the OB vector? That is R vector. It is equal to what? OA vector equal to what? X1 I cap plus Y1
X1
J cap.
J cap.
So if of any,
J.
yes. So if you have suppose a point into the plane, if you have a point into the plane, you can represent the position of this point with respect to origin with the help of this position vector, and that is nothing but x1 I cap plus y1 j cap. Suppose, yes, suppose I want to know the position of this vector. Okay, I want to know the position of this point. So I use a vector, r vector. This is the r vector. So I can write in 3D what? X1 I cap plus y1. Okay,
J cap.
yes, y1 j cap
J cap
plus z1
and
k cap.
K
Okay,
cap.
yes. So this is the your uh, r vector into the space. Now tell me, what is the length of this vector? Can you tell me what is the length of this two vector, this vector r vector? If the angle, this angle is 90 degree, think. See, this is the base, this is the height. So base square plus height square equal to hypotenuse square. Okay, so you
Yes,
can
sir.
yes, you can say magnitude of r vector is equal to root over x1 square plus y1 square. Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you square this, and take the root, you get this vector. Okay. In the same manner, if you want to find the magnitude of this vector, so this is equal to x1 square plus y1 square
Y1 square
plus
plus
z1
Z1
square.
square.
Okay. Now, when I start this lecture, I tell you one thing. What is the unit vector? Unit vector. Unit vector,
Equals to 1.
its magnitude, it is used to direct, it is used to show the direction, show the direction of a vector, direction of vector. Okay, so that is what, suppose I say that is r is a vector, so it have both magnitude as well as
As well as
direction.
direction.
So this represent, this is what? Unit vector. Unit vector. So this represent what? This represent the direction. So I can say r cap is equal to r vector divided by magnitude of r vector. So if we want to find the direction, you have r vector, which is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap divide by root over x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any problem?
No, sir.
So this is the this thing is I think I discuss a very important Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, and what is the frame of
Yes. Sir.
reference? Okay, now come again to the
Yes.
vectors, a product of vector. So let us try to understand. As I tell you, suppose you have a vector A and you have a vector B, and you want to product. And what kind of product you want to do? dot product. So what do you have? What you get? The magnitude of A vector, magnitude of B vector into
B vector.
cos theta. Okay, is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So where theta is the angle between A vector and B
B
vector.
vector.
Okay, so suppose you want to do I dot I. I means what? I is the I cap means what? It represents the direction of x-axis.
X axis.
It is also represent direction of x-axis. So it only represent the direction. It only represent the direction. So the magnitude
Yes, sir.
of these two vectors is 1. Okay. Suppose this is the this show the x-axis. So it show only the direction. It show only the direction. So it is a I cap. Cap means unit vector. So the
Yes,
magnitude of this vector is 1. Magnitude of this
1.
vector is 1. What is the angle between these two vectors? You can say both vector, both show x-axis. So both are in same direction. So angle is 0 degree. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So this is 1 into 1 into 1. So here it's give 1. Okay. In the same manner, j dot j, it's give 1. K dot k give 1. Means when we do same thing, we product with both same, j dot j, k dot k, that is equal to 1, I dot I is 1. But let's suppose I want to do I dot j,
Yes, sir.
I dot j. So what is the I magnitude of this vector is I 1, magnitude of this vector is 1. What is the angle? 1 so x axis, this is the I, 1 so y axis, this is a j. So what is the angle between these two? 90 degree. So this is cos 90 degree. So what is the cos 90?
And this is y axis 90 degree. Cos 90.
Cos 90 is what? 0. Cos 90
And
is
sir, cos 90 is maybe root 3 by 2.
no 0. Cos 90 is 0.
Okay.
So this is 0.
Sir, इसका resultant 0.
I dot not resultant. If you do the product I dot j,
Okay.
you get 0. In the same manner, if you do j dot k, you get 0. K dot
Okay, sir.
I is 0. Okay. So if both are same, you get 1. If both are different, you get 0.
You get 0.
Okay. So suppose if I say you, there is a one vector A. So I can like this in this manner. Suppose you have vector R, you have vector R. What do? You break this vector into 3 direction. One is along x-axis, one along y-axis, one along z-axis. So you write R vector is equal to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. Means you do what? You divide you here what you do? You resolve the component of R vector along 3 direction: x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So suppose yes, suppose you have a vector A. So what you have to do? You have to resolve the component of this vector along 3 direction. So this is A1 I cap, A2 j cap plus A3 k cap. So A1 represent what? It is the component of A vector along x-axis. In the same manner, what is the A2? It is the component of A vector along y-axis. And what is the A3? It is the component of A vector along y-axis. In the same manner, okay. So means component what? Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. The z-axis. So in the same manner, you can do for B. Yes. You can do for B vector also. You resolve the component of B into three direction. B1 I cap, B2 J cap, B3 K cap. And I want to do what? I want to product of these two vector, A vector dot B vector. So what do you have to do? A1 I cap plus A2 J cap plus A3 K cap dot B1 I cap plus B2 J cap plus B3 K cap. Okay. Is there any problem? Hello? 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 Yes. Tanu? Hello? Is there any problem, Tanu?
No, sir.
Okay. So what do you have to do? You dot. You can say I dot I become 1. I dot j become 0. I dot k become 0. J dot I become 0. J dot j become 1. J dot k become 0. In the same manner, k dot I become 0. K dot j become 0. K dot k become 1. So I can write A dot B in this manner.
One.
A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. So if you have two vectors, A vectors and B vectors, and suppose you have two vectors, A vector and B vector. So A vector have three components, means you break the vectors into three directions. One is along x-axis, one is along the y-axis, one along z-axis. In the same manner, you resolve the component of B vector into three direction, along x-axis, along y-axis, and along z-axis. And you want to do what kind of product? You want to do a scalar product. So you do A dot B. So you get A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. You can see what is the value. This is a vector or scalar. It is a vector or scalar. It have no I cap, j cap, k cap. So it is what? It is a scalar. Okay. Yes, it is a scalar. That's why it's called a scalar product. Is it fine? Everything fine? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
I giving you one
Yes,
problem.
sir.
Yes. I giving you one problem. Solve everyone, huh? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So a body, a force F equal to 10 I cap plus 5 J cap plus 15 K cap Newton
Yes, sir.
acting on a block on a block such that block will displace, or on a block, not a block, on a particle such that particle displace minus 2 I cap plus 3 J cap minus K cap. Find the total work. Solve everyone. Plus 3 J cap
3J
minus K cap.
K cap.
So you can see here, if you have two vectors, A vector and B vector, and if you do dot product, you get A1 B1, means you multiply this by this, this by this, this by this. Okay, so same manner, you have to multiply 10 by minus 2, 5 by
Minus 20.
3, and 5 15 by
15.
minus 1.
Minus 15.
So this is equal to 10 into minus 2 plus 5 into 3 plus 15 into minus 1. So this is minus 20 plus 15 minus 15. So this is cancel. So this is minus 20 joule. Work. What is the unit of work? That is joule. That
Joule.
is joule. If I want to also I want to find one thing also. The angle between angle between f vector and s vector. I want to calculate the, yeah, yes. What is the
जिससे
angle
बताइए इसके बाद
what is the angle between f vector and s vector? Okay, so someone ask you find the angle between f vector and s vector. Okay, so how you can find out? See, you can easily find. You can easily find. You have, see one thing. I tell you na, f dot s equal to what? Fs cos theta.
Cos theta.
Yes. So it is very simple. So if you want to find the angle between f and s, so you can say f dot s is equal to magnitude of f vector, magnitude of s vector into cos theta, where theta is the angle between f and s. So cos theta you can write f dot s vector divided by magnitude of f vector into magnitude of s vector. So you find f dot s, you find already f dot s. What is the f dot s? That is minus 20.
Minus 20 joule.
Not 22, that is minus 20 only. Yes.
Yes.
And what is the magnitude of this vector? If I want to calculate magnitude of this vector, f mod. So as I tell you, suppose you have a vector r vector. There is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. So what is the magnitude? That is root over x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. Okay. So what is the magnitude of this vector? In place of x1 there is a 10, in place of y1 there is a 5, in place of z1 there is a 15. So the magnitude of this vector is equal to root over x1 square means 10 square
10 square
plus 5 square plus 15
plus
square.
50.
So this is comes to be what? 100
100 plus
25 plus 225. So this
Yes.
is 250 plus 100. So 250 plus 100, 350. 350 Newton. Okay, this is the net force. In the same manner, what is the magnitude of this s vector? I want to calculate the magnitude of s vector. So this is equal to what? Root over minus 2.
square.
Yes, very good. 3
Yes.
square plus
Minus 1 square.
minus 1 square. So this is comes to be root over 4 plus 9 plus 1.
Plus 9.
This is root 14.
Yes.
Correct? So I get this, I get f dot s also. So I can calculate the angle between f and s. So you just put the values. So cos theta is equal to f dot f vector is root 350. Sorry, this f dot s is minus 20. I'm sorry, f dot s is minus 20. And what is the magnitude? This is root 350. What is the magnitude of this? S is root 14. So you can say theta is cos inverse minus 20 root over 350 into 14. Okay. So in this manner, you can find the angle between two vectors. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Sir.
Is there any doubt, anyone?
No, sir.
So I teach you today how to
No,
Subtract.
sir.
Yes. I teach you three things today. How to subtract the vectors. How to subtract the vectors. Okay. And how to find the dot product. And what is the frame of reference.
Reference.
What is the coordinate system. How to locate the position of a point into a plane. How to locate the position of a point into the space. Okay. So these things I cover in this, and how to calculate the angle between two vectors. So I cover these topics into that particular lecture. So tomorrow we will see how to find the cross product. How to find the cross product. Okay. And also we start the some basic things into the mathematics, like suppose I will teach you some trigonometric formula, okay, which is necessary. Some trigonometric formula, also some integration and differentiation formula. Okay, so after that we will start the physics. I'm just started right now. I'm doing just basic things, just make your background so that you are able to understand the physics. Is there any doubt, anyone?
No, sir.
So I will send you some assignment. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so please attempt it.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yes, I will send you. Okay, yes. So can I leave?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.